Welcome to Kids Express.
Join us as we see kids express their love for Jesus
while developing their character.
on Kids Express!
Thank you for joining us because today we're going to have a dialogue with a very special young lady who loves to sing and has a special gift for singing. Even at a very young age, she knew that she wanted to sing for God. You could say she had a music heart for her singing. So I'm Aunt Francine.
And I am Sofia. Can you guess where in the world our guest comes from? Can you guess what state this is? If you guess California, you are correct. Let's welcome Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hello, everyone.
How are you? Ooh, what is this?
It's ice cream with fudge.
Sundays. It looks
Yeah,
like
sundaes.
Sundays. Ooh, that looks scrumptious. Do you like ice cream?
Yeah, I love ice cream, and that's not really fond of chocolate. But I knew you two loved chocolate, so I thought I'd give you some.
That was a good idea. Thank you. So that is one of the famous desserts from California?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about California.
Well, California is a wonderful place to live. It's very much an outdoor place where you can go camping, you can go hiking, and what's really cool about it is that if you want a hot summer day, you can go to the beach or you can go in the desert if you really want some heat. But what's really cool is that up in the mountains, there's also snow.
Wow.
And you can like put on a t-shirt and go up there and you can play in the snow with your t-shirt on. It's actually really cool.
So it's warm, but you're in the snow.
Yeah, but that's only up in the mountains. You can, but I haven't even talked about the water yet.
Okay.
They're very known for their huge oceans. You can go jet skiing, kayaking, paddle boarding, or just jump right in the ocean.
So what do you like to do?
Well, I love swimming. I love to swim there. I also like to play on the beach, and sometimes I love going on a nice boat ride through the harbor.
Oh, that sounds like
Also, I have a funny story. Up in the mountains, me and my mom were, having a snowball fight in the mountains, and I threw it in her ear, and she had to use a stick to get it out.
To get the snow out? Oh, no. That sounds painful.
At least she didn't get the stick in her ear. Yeah. Thank goodness she was all right.
Yeah. I was born in Escondido, which is south also of California, and so I like the heat. Like the cold I'm not so fond of, but I like warm weather. So I can appreciate California, and there's a lot of things to do there in California too.
Yeah, there's so many fun places to go as well.
It's really big.
Yeah. There's this huge zoo called the San Diego Zoo, the biggest zoo in all of California. But the zoo that I really like is the Santa Barbara Zoo. I like it because it's smaller and I can do all of the things in a quicker way and faster.
And see all the animals.
Yeah, and see all the animals. I like things that are small and sweet.
That's nice. I like that. So tell us a little bit about you and sharing Jesus with other people. How do you share Jesus?
Well, as you know, ever since I was a little girl, I loved to share Jesus. It was my dream come true. So I created my Live for Jesus ministry, which is a ministry that helps people convert to Christ. I also do albums, such as an album that I'm going to do. It's called Be the Light and has all my original songs on it.
Wow. So
I also did a Christmas album. It's called Be Joyful, It's Christmas. It has tons of Christian songs and also one of my original songs called Be Joyful, It's Christmas.
I like that song.
Yeah, me too.
And you've even sung it with us, haven't you? You've shared it with us.
Yeah, I have.
And that's kind of special because, you know, God has worked with you because Southern California must have been a great opportunity for you to practice singing. How did you get into it? How did you start singing and how did you get people in, how did you get help with your music? Because you had a big desire, but being in Southern California, you had many opportunities. How did that help you?
Well, I might as well start from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Ever since I was a little girl, I would literally at the mall, if I saw a stage, I would let go of my parents' hands, walk up on the stage, and just start singing.
Wow.
When I was 5, I started really going into my acting career. And then I realized, wow, I really like singing, and I've been writing songs since I was a little girl. So I went into more of the singing career. I tried many genres of singing: pop, country, not rock and roll. I never really was fond of rock and roll. But when I just sang Christian music, I knew it was for me. So I started going more and more into my singing career. I started getting all these amazing opportunities of going on stage and being on TV. I've actually got a radio show on KDAR where I read the Bible to kids all around the world. And I ask them questions, and I teach them about Christ. And my favorite part, personally, pop quizzes.
Oh, pop quizzes.
Wow.
So you have it on your radio station?
Yep.
So you make questions out and you ask these unusual questions, or what is it like?
Well, it's like I read a story, like 1, 2, or 3, and I talk about it a lot after I read it, and then I go to the next one, and then I do the same thing, and each story has a pop quiz. And I ask a question after that I read, like, let's say I read this story about how Jesus was born. I would ask I say it's pop quiz time, and I'd give them 5 seconds to answer a question such as, what was Mary riding on when she went to Bethlehem, which is a donkey, or where did Jesus lay when he was born, which is a manger.
So some of these were from Uncle Maxwell, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, so you read some stories and then you ask these questions that other
Yeah.
people can participate
Matthew
in.
X. Maxwell.
That's kind of special.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for Sam?
How did you where did you do that?
How did you go about making an album?
Well, I went to many places in Nashville, Tennessee. I did a couple music videos for some of my songs, but I went into a recording studio and I sang all these songs over and over again till it was just right. Then I put it on the album.
Wow.
Sounds like a lot of work,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, but it seems like play when you do something you love. It's like playing at a park.
That's true. So you're juggling schoolwork
Yeah.
and singing career and radio and your Live for Jesus ministries. So how do you juggle all of that?
Thanks to God, my mom knew about homeschooling, so I've been homeschooled all my life. So I could do school on the road, or before I went on stage, or, well, if I was about to do a movie or a TV show, my radio, I could do school whenever I needed to.
That's good. So that's why you can juggle both schoolwork and a career almost.
Yes.
That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing that your parents are very supportive and your mom is here with you.
Yeah, she's my best friend. I wouldn't be here without her. But most of all, I wouldn't be here without our Father in heaven.
Yes. And you want to be used with your talents and to glorify God, and God's blessing you even more, isn't he?
Yes, with these amazing opportunities, such as the interview we're having right now.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's kind of special. So I have to ask a question. How is Jesus working on your character? Is there something that you would say God is developing your character on? That's, even though everything seems wonderful and God's really blessing you, is there something that you could still say, God, you need to help me with?
It's my attitude. Sometimes I am angry, or I'm in a bad mood, or I'm very passionate.
You? A bad mood?
Well, everybody has a bad mood sometimes. But
You're right.
sometimes I overreact to things that I don't know about mostly, and sometimes I talk back to my parents, and then but the moment I do it, I'm like, I can't believe I just did that. And I pray every single day that God will help me. God will help me change my attitude so I can be kinder.
You're right. You know, that helps us because all of us have a time when we can be a little short with our words. Do you ever have a time where you get a little snappy with your mom or dad? And even I sometimes can be a little snappy.
Yeah, everyone can be snappy with their parents. Everybody, especially kids.
Yeah.
But as long as they believe in Jesus and ask Jesus to forgive them, He will forgive them and help them.
You're right. You know, that helps me also because there's sometimes when we need to work on our character because what we say is telling what our attitude is inside, right? And what our character is like. And so by the words that we speak, it's really telling us what's going on in our mind.
Yeah.
And so we need that attitude adjustment, don't we?
Yeah, I really need, and I also need to learn how to, sometimes I say something that I don't mean because I don't think before I speak. I also need to work on thinking before I speak.
And you know, something that I do with my daughter every once in a while is sometimes when she's a little snappy or something, and we can do that with our friends and with each other. Sometimes you can say, "You want to try that again? I don't think you meant that." And that gives you a chance to try it over again, to do a little bit better or say what you really meant a second time without having that stigma of like you said something hurtful. Sometimes, you know, just saying, "Hey, try that again." That kind of helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And what else do you do when you realize you get a little snappy? Do any of you do anything? What do you like to
Well, sometimes I close my eyes, I take a deep breath in, and slowly count from 10 to 1. And by the time I'm fine. But sometimes that's still not enough. So some mothers, to like discipline their children, they do something called a timeout.
I was going to say that too. My mom gives me 8 minutes since I'm 8, so I have to go to my room.
Well, my mom and I do a special thing. Instead of a time out, we do a time in. We do a heart-to-heart talk about what I did and why I did it. And we always come out of the conversation happy and healed.
And feel like you're growing.
I'm growing, yes.
And that's kind of what we want.
Yeah.
Because we want to be more like Jesus. Now, it's time for our question. Do you have a question for us?
Yes, I
Okay.
do. This question is from Ariel, who lives in Wyoming. Her question is, I play the harp. I like to sing. How can I be invited to one of your musical recordings?
Yeah. Oh, well, that's easy. What did you have to do? When you wanted to record with us, what did you do?
Well, all you have to do is go to 3abn.com and contact.
Yes. Or you can email me at kids@3abn.org. Again, kids@3abn.org. Now, I'm going to ask a really quick question. We don't have a lot of time, but if somebody out there, some of our viewers, want to sing for Jesus, what would you encourage them to do?
Everyone here, be the light, shining bright, and don't give up on your gift. If you have a gift that you know can help people in this world, because the end of time is coming, and if you know that your gift can help people turn to Christ, don't shut it down. Don't just think that it's going to go away, because it won't. Use that gift. Help people in any way that you can.
So
If it's singing or acting or preaching or healing or anything.
I like that. You made a very good comment because your parents are there to always guide you and help you. And keep praying for the Holy Spirit to help and bless you because He wants you to live for Him, doesn't He?
Yes. And you don't just count on your earthly parents.
Correct.
You need to fully trust in your heavenly parent,
You're right.
which is God.
Thank you for sharing, Sam. That was really special. And you can always depend on God to help you change your attitude. You know, Winston Churchill said, attitude is a little thing that can make a big difference. Will you live for Jesus today?